What is up, everyone? And before I say anything in this review, I just want to say that I am not wearing a Batman shirt because I'm going to be completely honest, I am not a Batman fan. And I'm not wearing a Superman shirt because, well, the only one I do have is too small. So I decided to just wear a Terminator shirt instead. Because I can. And I really love the shirt. Batman v Superman was released last year. It was directed by Zack Snyder and stars Henry Cavil and Ben Affleck. The reason why it's taken me this long to review the film is, well, simply put, it didn't really interest me. But movies like Captain America Civil War and this movie were such big movies and having such a strong opinion by overall critics and audiences that curiosity eventually got the better of me. So I decided to see Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And I'm going to be reviewing this film with a friend of mine. I'm going to be reviewing this film with Sawyer Sabol.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm here to finally talk about this sweet little movie called Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice.
So for those who don't know what the film is like or haven't seen the film or anything like that, then let me quickly summarize it up. The events of the atrocity that is Man of Steel basically has caused a lot of controversy. There was a lot of destruction in Metropolis, and Bruce Wayne was actually there on the day and saw the entire event go down, and a lot of people he cared about died that day. So he grows to hate Superman, and there's this criminal named Lex Luthor that is basically going to manipulate Superman and Batman so they eventually come to fight each other. And that's really it. Now, just so you guys know, this is going to be a very detailed review, so this review is going to be full of spoilers, so you've been warned.
Put that down because it's awful. Yeah, the movie sucks.
Wow. Well, that was straight to the point, but yeah, it does.
I'll get into that. First, let me just thank Corey for agreeing to do a collaboration with him. So, here's what I think about it. Now, there's lots of negatives that I have about this film, but I want to talk about some positives I have with it, because believe it or not, there is something good about this movie. One of the things I liked was some of the performances. Like, there was no bad performance, really, except one, but I'll talk about that later. The good ones that really stand out for me is, surprisingly, Ben Affleck as Batman, which I thought he would do bad, because basically every movie he was in, like, every performance he's pulled in, even in good movies I really like, are not that good. He's just not that much of a good actor in my opinion. But he shines as Batman. I mean, he did really good. And he was a believable Batman. And in the movie, he not only is good as Batman, but he's also really good as Bruce Wayne. He nails both parts of being Batman. I think that was really well done. Another one that I don't really think a lot of people talked about was Jeremy Irons as Alfred. That was also a really good Alfred, probably my favorite Alfred. Yes, better than Michael Caine, I mean. So, Gal Gadot also did alright, even though she was barely in the movie, and was just a setup for the Justice League. Like, there was a scene where she's given an email by Batman to set up the Justice League in a poor fashion. I mean, it's just so bad. Like, the Flash, it's just all on camera. Even, like, the Flash, he's, like, seen moving really fast on camera, robbing a store or something, or saving the store or whatever. Aquaman's filmed inside the Titanic, and then he sees a camera and he flies. It was so stupid. Cyborg, stupid. All of it stupid. It was just really cheesy and a really bad way to set up future movies. They could have been handled better than a stupid email. Oh yeah, I'm going to spoil this movie because it's been out for a while, and if you've seen that trailer that was released last year in like December or November, you already know what happens because that trailer spoils everything. So, any other positive? I liked how this film, now say what you will about Zack Snyder movies, whether you like them or hate them, I like two of them, but what's good about his movies is how great the slow-mo he films and how great his cinematography is. Like, in this movie, like, at the beginning, when it shows, like, his parents getting shot for, like, the 50th time we've seen, it's filmed really well, at least. Or when he's running from his funeral and he falls down in the cave, it's done really well. Like, the cinematography is top-notch, I'll give it that. It's shot really well. There is this one scene, like the action is also really well done. Like basically every action scene in the movie really well done. I would say the first 15 minutes of the film I really liked, but after the first 15 minutes it just goes downhill for me.
Now, I will admit that upon initially seeing it, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty okay, in fact. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was pretty decent. However, there was something about the film that snapped, and I instantly went from liking it to instantly kind of hating it. So after thinking about it, I'm going to be completely honest, I do not like this movie. It is pretty terrible, in my honest opinion. Now, as much as I hated this film, I want to quickly point out that there's a couple of things that I really like about the film as well, so I'm going to give out some of my pros. For starters, it is a competently made film. To an extent. It's clear that the filmmakers really were trying, and it's clear that there was a lot of time and effort and money put into this film, so I at least applaud the filmmakers for at least trying and giving it an effort. Also, the film is visually stunning. There's a lot of really, really great effects. The effects are top-notch. It's got revolutionary CGI and green screen effects, and I don't know if there's many practical effects. It really feels like a lot of it's CGI to me, but it's really, really good. And the cinematography is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous looking movie. Actors like Ben Affleck were fantastic in the role, and that's really everything I liked about the film. My main problem with Batman v Superman is the script. It's terrible. It's really, really poorly written, which is quite a shame because the film opens up really promisingly. Admittedly, I didn't really need to see Batman's origin because everyone saw Batman Begins, but I am aware of the fact that this film is being rebooted and there may be a few people watching this film that don't know Batman's origin, and so it'll squeeze into the first 5 minutes to make sure that everyone knew how Batman became Batman. Actually, now that I really think about it, I find it fascinating that they were able to tell Batman's origin in just 5 minutes when it took them half the movie for Man of Steel to tell the origin of Superman. That's one more thing to complain about Man of Steel. So, I'm okay with them summarising his origin in the first 5 minutes, just for those few people that don't know. The second scene of the movie is also really well done. It's very, very well shot, and there's a fantastic performance from Ben Affleck, like I said, and overall, it's by far the most emotional scene in the movie. It starts up really, really promisingly. It looks like it's going to be a good movie. First 10 minutes, awesome, fantastic, no complaints. But after the first 10 minutes, it really, really goes downhill. And the fact that it takes a really steep plunge downwards in terms of quality just after the first 10 minutes is a really, really big problem because the movie's 3 hours long. Now let's get into all my problems with the film. This is a Batman v Superman movie, so it advertises itself as this big, 3-hour long action superhero movie of Superman and Batman fighting each other for about 3 hours. That sounds awesome. It's a big epic superhero movie where Batman and Superman are supposed to fight. And what do we get? 2 hours of politics and 1 hour of mindless CGI action explosions, of course. And when it's not mindless action or politics, then it's just a lot of people walking around and talking, standing and talking, sitting and talking, lots and lots of talking. Sounds a lot like some other movie that I really, really despise. Seriously, the entire first 2 hours of the movie can be summed up completely as I don't like you. I don't like you. Hello, I'm in this movie. Batman and Superman. These are two people you do not want to mess around with. I still don't like you. I don't like you either. Hello, I'm in this movie. Oh God, another White House. Somebody tell the director of Independence Day Resurgence. The entire first 2 hours of the movie is literally just a political drama. And who wants to watch that in a Batman v Superman movie? And when it's not politics, it's just Bruce or Clark just pointing, saying that they don't like each other because they're vigilantes. Yeah, they're both vigilantes and they're both criticizing each other for being a vigilante. So yeah, Batman and Superman are hypocrites in this movie. Not only that, but the first 2 hours of this movie are very dull and soulless and lackluster and bland and boring. The best scenario I can give it is that it feels like that a lot of superhero movies should be a movie with lots of colour and taste and texture and flavour. However, Batman v Superman feels like a bowl of white rice, with maybe some fried rice every now and then. That may have been a really weird scenario, but hopefully it gets the point across. It's a very bland film.
It becomes boring, bland. Lots of stuff was just in it to be in it, I think, just to make a full-length movie. Like, there's, like, when you're watching it, so here's what the movie has in it. It's setting up, like, it's the sequel to Man of Steel because people were mad about what happened in that movie. So it's trying to do justice to that, while it's also being a Batman solo movie, while it's also having Doomsday in it, which was stupid. Having Lex Luthor, being Lex Luthor in it, which was bad. Jesse Eisenberg was awful. I mean, so cringy. I wanted to leave the theater when he was on the camera, when he was on the movie. I mean, Henry Cavill as Superman was basically the same as he was before, just fine. Gal Gadot, like I said, she was pretty good.
One thing I did like about the film, though, is the fact that it was completely standalone. It wasn't trying to set itself up for any sequels or future movies. It felt like it really wasn't setting itself up for Justice League or anything. It was just being a standalone film. For the first 2 hours. At one point in the movie, all of that is completely thrown out the window. And it just becomes a cheap, lazy setup for the Justice League. And as far as the acting go, while I did say that Ben Affleck was great, but apart from Ben Affleck, everyone else sounds bored out of their minds. Henry Cavill in particular just sounded really, really wooden. He sounded like that he was just really bored and he just wanted to go home. And my biggest problem with Batman v Superman is that it lacks focus. And the main reason why is because Batman v Superman is pretty much trying to carry more on its own weight than Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 may have been too heavy with having 3 villains, but the amount of stuff that Spider-Man 3 had to carry is nothing compared to what this movie is trying to carry. I mean, it's trying to be a sequel to Man of Steel, a standalone Batman movie, a Batman vs Superman movie, and a Justice League setup all in one movie, and it does not work. And moving on to more technical side of things, yeah, the CGI is really good and it's got great cinematography, but the action itself is just passable. There are 1 or 2 good sequences, but that's really it. It's nothing resolutionary, it's just your typical booms and explosions and crashes and that sort of thing that you get in a lot of CGI action films these days. Kind of like a Michael Bay film in a way. But overall, the action is pretty well shot. Except for one. Everyone has been praising about how the fight between Batman and Superman was epic. They go, oh, the movie sucked, but at least that final fight between Batman and Superman was awesome. Everyone has been praising this fight, including Chris Stuckman. Everyone's like, yeah, it's too short, but it's still really, really great. It's amazing, I love it. It's a great action scene. I'm going to be completely honest. The fight between Batman and Superman himself is not only really, really short-lived, but it's honestly the worst action sequence I have ever seen in my entire life. The entire film is building up to this big, epic finale between Superman and Batman, and these are 2 of DC's most biggest and most popular superheroes, and they're finally about to go one-on-one, and they're finally about to fight, and all we get is just a stupid 8-minute push fight. I truly haven't felt a bigger slap in the face since the Arnold vs. Arnold fight in Terminator Genesis. The entire fight is literally just Superman pushing Batman, Batman pushing Superman, Superman pushing Batman, Batman pushing Superman, Superman pushes Batman, Batman pushes Superman into the sky. They push each other into a building, and then Batman gets a kryptonite, and then Superman screams out, "Save Martha," which becomes a really, really infamous meme within just 1 day of being in cinemas. Now that is embarrassing. I mean, the movie advertises itself as Batman v Superman. All the posters and DVD covers and Blu-ray covers and everything about the film's promotion is showing them standing against each other or getting ready to fight or punch each other or something epic like that. It's stating itself as this big film where these two finally clash. It advertises itself as one big action movie of these two superheroes fighting each other. And from what we got in the trailers, yes, the trailer showed way too much. However, it looked like the fight between Batman and Superman would be really hectic and really taking advantage of their powers and abilities. And all we get is just a stupid 8-minute push fight between what feels like two dumb school bullies. I feel like I was lied to. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but a fight between Cool Cat and Butch the Bully would be better choreographed and more entertaining than this. I can't believe I just said that.
The final battle, like, between Batman and Superman, like, everyone's excited for it. They're waiting for it to happen. I mean, everyone's been waiting for this movie for years. Finally, and it's 8 minutes long. 8 minutes long. And it's bad. I hate the fight. It's so bad. Everyone, like, that's the only positive that people would say. Ben Affleck's Batman is great, and the fight between them, so no, it's shit. Sorry, it's bad. When I'm watching it, you can tell it's two guys in outfits with an atrocious green screen background with awful CG all around them. It's so cringy. It's so bad. The last, I'd say, hour or the last 30 minutes or whatever is just them, like, either fighting or teaming up to fight Doomsday or something. It's just so bad. Like, for example, after they're fighting, Lois comes in and it's so stupid to say. And they stop fighting because they both have the same mom, like the moms have the same names. He's like, please save Martha, and then he's like, why are you saying that? It's so bad. It's so funny bad though, that part. Lois comes, she's like, that's his mom, don't kill him, whatever. So I guess they're friends now, they team up, and Wonder Woman shows up out of nowhere. So Superman goes to stop, what's his face, Lex Luthor, I forgot already, that's how forgettable he was in the movie, and cringy. While Batman goes to probably the best part of the movie, where he goes to this warehouse, and he just beats up all the guys in a really great way. And it was, again, well shot, and he's just taking them out, he saves Superman's wife and all. I mean, what's funny is that was shown as like a featurette for the movie. So you could have skipped the movie and just seen that only good scene in the movie. It's funny. I like I don't know if I mentioned this, but I like the beginning during the Metropolis, where Superman, you see it from Batman's perspective, running in as like Bruce Wayne, you know, trying to get to his company. You see Superman from the distance fighting with Zod, which I don't know how you can see it from that far away, whatever. What's cool is he runs into the cloud of smoke, his building, everything's like collapsed and all, and he sees this is probably like the most drama-driven part, where he sees this little girl, and he's saying, where's her mom? She points up to like the collapsed building or whatever, he just hunts her. That was really emotional. I think that did that scene pretty well. But nothing else really like that. Like, Lex Luthor's plan is pretty stupid as well. I mean, so he wants Superman and Batman to fight, and somehow he learns their identities. He gets this guy that was like working with Batman, whatever. He lost his legs or something, and I guess he becomes like a villain or something. And so Lex Luthor gets him like a wheelchair or something, which when they're in the Senate house, it just blows up to make Superman look like he did it because he was there and it's supposed to be his trial. It was just pretty stupid. And there's also a jar of pee in it, I think. I mean, there was talk of that. I'm like, that's stupid and weird. Why was that in it?
Again, it's competently made. There's a lot of effort that's obviously gone into it. It has great cinematography. Some of the action scenes are passable. But, like I said, I really, really don't like this movie.
And yeah, the movie was just pretty bad, in my opinion. With some good performances, a great warehouse scene in the first 15 minutes, pretty stellar. But what made me know that this movie would be bad, not just from the trailers, I was still having some hope. And not just from the critics giving it a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty bad. But I'm gonna have hope. When I'm in the theater, what the first sign, I'm like, yep, this is gonna be bad, was when he's in the cave after he falls down into the back cave. from that super slow-mo shot and showing the flashback for the 50th time. He's in there, a bunch of bats swarm in and pick him up. No lie, they pick him up. I swear to God, I looked over to my sister, my dad, he's like, my sister whispers to me, so it's gonna be that kind of movie. That made me laugh so hard. That was probably the funniest part of that evening. I mean, that was just the worst. So, oh, and also, they actually killed Superman off in the very end. But you know he's not dead, because after he's buried, you see the stamp. And it was just a waste. I mean, you have all this material. You have different stuff that you could have made new movies. Like Superman vs. Doomsday could have been its own movie. Steppenwolf, I think, was in it, in like an extended version. That could have been in its own thing. Having Wonder Woman instead of Justice League, that could have been its own thing. You could have had a solo Batman, its own thing and stuff. See, it's like half the movie is Superman being pouty and broody. The other half is Batman. So, and you have all this other stuff sprinkled in. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this movie. That was pretty awful in my eyes. But, I mean, yeah, nothing else I could really say about it. I would give it a 3 out of 10. Be glad it does. I mean, without the other positives I mentioned, it would have been so much worse. Because great shots and good performances and one scene that I really like does not mean it's about average or above. I mean, that's just not enough for me. So those are my thoughts on the film. What did you guys think of this atrocity? Oh, again, thank you, Corey, for letting me doing this collab with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Batman v Superman gets a D. In my opinion, Ben Affleck's performance and the cinematography along some other things only just saves it from getting an F. Thank you for being a part of this review, Sawyer Sabol. It was really fun tackling this movie. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers.